So I bought the brand new Anastasia Beverly Hills Fall Romance palette so you guys didn't have to. I want to find out, is this worth the hype, worth the price point, and is it a perfect fall palette? So you guys want to see what this palette's all about? Well, then definitely keep watching. Alrighty guys, so I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I got this palette last week and I almost filmed it and put it up for you guys last week, but if you guys did not know, I was on a Disney trip with all my friends, so I did not have time to sit down and film with this, so I finally get to do this today. Now, I have not seen any reviews on YouTube, but I have seen a ton of people talk about this palette over on TikTok. People are raving about it, and I really want to know whether or not it's actually worth the hype. If you guys did not know, the last ABH palette that I reviewed was the Cosmos palette. And I wasn't the biggest fan. And oh my gosh, I was not the biggest fan of that palette, but I did a TikTok and I talked about how I didn't really think it was worth it, but I really love this one particular shade. I think it was like Cosmos. I don't remember what the shade was called. And ABH actually commented on that video of all the videos. And they're like, we love that shade too. And I'm like, ugh, but I was not raving about your palette. It is what it is. I'll always speak the truth. So let me introduce to you guys the Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is going to be the Fall Romance palette. Now, this actually does retail for $55, and it says this is a provocative blend of 12 decadent eyeshadows, including seductive jewel tone metallics and rich neutral shades. Ranging from neutrals to vivid pops of colors, these 12 full pigment, easy to blend eyeshadows deliver high color payoff and buildable intensity. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the outside packaging is like a soft velvet. It feels like the velvet thing that you have on the pool table, you know, like that like little pool table sheet. That's exactly how this palette feels right here. Nice and like velvety, very like luxurious. Reminds me of like a soft glam palette from ABH. I love the way it feels. And when you open on the inside, you are gonna have these really pretty jewel tone fall colors. Now, you guys know that fall is my favorite time of the year, and I released my own fall palette with Ofra Cosmetics, which, by the way, little plug here because I have to because I'm so excited. My Ofra palette is still available if you guys want to go pick it up. This does retail for $32. My Kaya and Koa lip set does retail for $20 and $15. But if you guys want to buy the duo together, if you guys want to buy the trio together, it does retail for $49. You guys can use my code Allie, save you guys 20% off. This to me is the perfect fall palette, but I'm a little biased because it's my palette. But regardless, they said that this is a perfect fall palette. Now, looking at it right here, I don't see it. I really don't see it. I don't see fully the fall tones. Maybe you have those browns and those greens that kind of remind you a little bit of fall. But other than that, I don't really see fall with this palette. But that does not mean it's not a pretty palette. I don't fully see fall with it. So here are the 12 shades right here. There's definitely a mix of the mattes and the metallics. Now, I have to say, I swatched this palette and they feel a little hard panned compared to their other palettes. Their other palettes have a really nice, soft, creamy formula. This feels a little bit more rough, a little bit more harder to work with. It was kind of hard pan and I was like, oh, this is a little weird. Now, I'm not going to base everything off of swatches because swatches don't always tell me how an eyeshadow actually performs, but based on very first impression, the shadows don't feel as creamy as they once have, so I don't really know if they switched up the formula, but we're definitely going to test it out. And the only other thing I do want to point out is that there are two greens in this palette. The shade Thorns right here and the shade Twilight, they're very, very, very similar in color, and I kind of wonder why we have two of the same greens in here. It's a little weird. I don't really know, but we're definitely gonna have to do two different eye looks today. Now, the one shade that I've been seeing everybody play with is a shade called Divine right here. Everybody's obsessed with this shade. I am not really a pinky purple person, but I'm definitely gonna be excited to play with that. But I'm definitely gonna try it out. So I'll do like two different eye looks today to see how well I like this palette, and is it like actually worth it, or should you save your money and if you want to get it, getting during the VIP sale that starts next month. Anyway, like I said, I bought this because I really do love the ABH palettes. I have all my ones still here. I did get rid of some of my Narbina Volume 3. I did get rid of some of my big Narbina palettes, like those 25 shade palettes. I did get rid of some of those, but I still have all my small 12 pan palettes. So I'm going to zoom you guys in. We're going to do two different eye looks, and we're going to see, was this actually worth it? Alrighty, so we're gonna do two different eye looks. So I'm gonna start off with the shade right here called Ember. You guys know that I have a really soft spot for mattes that have like shimmer in it. I don't know why, I just love it so much. So we're gonna start off with that. I got a lot of compliments yesterday. You guys were so sweet saying that you guys really liked my nails. These are Kiss press-on nails because if you guys I'm sure you guys know by now, but I was, you know, painting my nails the color of my palette leading up to my launch because I just thought it was like really cool, like little Easter eggs. But then I told you guys afterwards, I really just wanted to like get my nails done. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I do not have the patience to just sit there and have someone do my nails. I don't have the patience for it. I never have. I don't know. I guess I'm just not one of those like girly girls that just love getting pampered like that. Like I'll go get a massage, I'll go get a facial, but you ask me to sit there to go get my nails done, and I'm just like, I hate it. Plus it's also expensive, and it's really expensive to upkeep. So I was at Target the other day and I actually picked up a couple press-on nails. So I picked up these ones. I picked up 3 like Halloween, actually 2 Halloween ones and 2 fall ones. And every week I'm just going to switch them out. So far these have stayed on incredibly nicely. I have not had any issues. The only issues that I'm encountering, honestly, is like putting on makeup. I even like figured out a way to like wipe my ass. Just saying. Because I remember it was a couple years ago, I actually did press on nail. I actually did like real like acrylic nails. It was like literally like in 2020. I'll never forget my first time I did like acrylic nails, and I was struggling to figure out how you take care of the situation down there when you go to the bathroom. And some of you guys were like, you just fold it and do this. Like, you guys were so helpful. I figured it out this time. Figured it out. My nail did pop off once. It actually popped off yesterday when I was filming the new Odin's Eye collaboration with Angelica Nyqvist. It popped off during my filming, and I kind of laughed because I should have just left it in there because it went like this. My thumb went ping like this way. I should have just left it in there. That would have been funny. Okay, this color is actually really pretty, and it's actually blending out really, really, really nicely. So I'm just going to keep blending it just for a minute. I love that even though it's blending out, you can still like see the sparkle of that shadow. I really, really do appreciate that. Okay, so right next to that, we're actually going to go into the shade called Thorns. Like this really pretty like green. Do you guys see how Thorns and Twilight are pretty similar? Like they are pretty similar in color. I have not seen any reviews on this palette because I generally didn't want to go into this with any sort of opinions already formed based upon other reviews. So I have not seen anyone talk about this. I know people have reviewed it because I'm subscribed to people who have reviewed it, but I personally have not watched the content yet because I generally want to form my own opinion to see how well I may or may not like it. So far, I will say I was not impressed with the swatches, but just laying down the initial shadows, it's not too bad. We'll definitely have to try it with like the shimmers though. I really want to try it with the shimmers. Okay, so that green is like blending really nicely into that brown shade right there. Then we're gonna go into the shade called Crown right here. My nail just scraped that, by the way. Let's try this out. I will say though, the only thing I am struggling with though is like putting on shimmer because my nails are getting in the way. And I don't like that aspect. You know, I have to say, even though that shimmer is not creamy, does not feel creamy in the pan, honestly, it's laying down really nicely on the eye, which I'm kind of shocked about because like when I swatched these, I was like, ooh, it was not the best, like, it was not feeling the best when I was swatching them, but they are laying down really, really nicely. So I will give it that. Like, it's not cracking, it's not creasing, it's giving full pigment. That's nice. I like that. I know, generic look, but I really just kind of want to test out the eyeshadow. So I'm just going to quickly do my base on my other eye, and then we'll do another eye look. I really want to play with this purple shade, see what all the hype is about. All right, we're going to let this be messy. Trust the process. So we're going to go into the shade called Crimson. On this eye, we're going to play with like more like the golden purple shades. So we're going to go into the shade Crimson right here. I start to just pack that in the inner corner. Definitely more of like a purpley, and I have a glitter. I have a glitter in my eye. Do you guys see that? What the heck? Where did that come from? You know what this is from? I just deep cleaned my room yesterday too. This is from that freaking ColourPop, oh my gosh, Haunted Mansion collection. What the heck? It's freaking from the Madame Leoza like pressed glitter. That is where it's from. That is where it's from. You know what's so funny too is that, wow, that's great blend. Is that I had that collection when we went to Make It Sound So Scary, and I remember Leah asking me how come I wasn't wearing the pressed glitter, and I said to her, absolutely not, because I'm not a fan of it. I cannot stand ColourPop's press, like the glittery gels. It's not for me at all. And speaking of pressed glitters, if you guys saw yesterday, I reviewed Angelica's palette, and I said that it felt like one of her shades was pressed glitter, and she let me know it's not pressed glitter at all. It's just a metallic shade, but it did still feel like it. Like, it felt like pressed glitter, even though it's not. It still just kind of reminded me of it, But I wanted to let you guys know that it's not pressed glitter, that one green shade that I played with. It's just a sparkly metallic. It just gave off the vibe of it. Well, we will worry about cleaning everything up in just a minute. We're going to go into the shade called Divine right next to that crimson shade right here. This really pretty, like, this feels so freaking hard pan, by the way. We're going to go in with that right next to this. This is a shade that I've been seeing everybody talk about, everybody rave about. And it feels really hard in the palette, but honestly, it's laying down nicely on the lid. All right. Then I'm going to go into the shade called Fireside right next to that. And it's so funny though, like while I'm playing with this palette, I'm still like not really getting like fall vibes. I'm really not. But I can definitely say it's still a really pretty palette. I don't see it for fall. Like if I were to do my fall ranking right now, this would be ranked pretty low on the list for me personally. So I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean up these eyes because it's driving me crazy. Throw on some lashes. We're gonna come back to do the under eye, and then I'll let you guys know my opinions on the ABH Fall Romance palette. So to finish off the look, we're actually gonna go into the shade called Twilight right here. We're gonna go into this deeper green shade, and we're gonna buff that at least along our waterline, and then I'll probably blend it out with a shade called Leather. I'm trying to use every shade that I can. So far, you know, I have to say I'm not like upset with how this palette is performing. I still don't think it's my favorite though. I don't, but it is really pretty. So we're just gonna lay this right here. I'm gonna take a little bit of that shade Leather. So on this eye, let's go into the shade, because I feel like I'm kind of limited. We'll go into the shade Crimson one more time, but we'll actually blend it out with the shade Midnight right here, since that is going to be like a foiled shade. I'm trying to utilize all the shades, but like I realized I don't have enough mattes. Seems to be a little bit more shimmers, but we're just going to lay that Crimson shade right here. I'm going to go into the Midnight shade right next to that. Oh my gosh, my nails are digging into these shadows. I can feel it pulling it. It kind of hurts. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of stamp this in, because this is like a shimmer shade. So I'm just going to kind of stamp this in like right here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shade called Moonlight, and we're going to put that in the inner corner on this eye. And then I'm going to take the shade called Smoke, and we're going to put in the inner corner in this eye and do a little bit of brow bone. I'll come back with my lips on, and I'll be right on back. Okay, so I was going to do colorful liner, but the lawn people are here, and I'm trying to beat them from interrupting my video, because they will. So I'm just going to quickly go into the shade called Smoke right here to do our inner corner on this eye and the brow bone. Oh my gosh, every Tuesday, I swear, I'm like racing them to get my video done because they're always here. But like, it's so weird how they do the lawn stuff. They start at like 8 a.m. and then like they just go like back and forth so much. And I'm just like, like I gotta beat them because they are so loud. Okay, so I have the shade Smoke right here. This one has a lot of fallout to it. And then I'm gonna go into the shade called Moonlight right there to do this eye right over here. Yeah, I heard them and I was like, hurry, hurry. Because when the leaf blower people come, oh my God, y'all, they will be here for an hour just standing outside my window. I swear what they do is they take their leaf blower and they just point it at my window and they just stand there. Okay, so this is pretty much the final look. All right, guys, so here we have the final look right here. I try to utilize every single shade in this palette, and I think the only shade I honestly did not use was the shade Mulberry right here. Everything else I did use to create these looks right here. And I have to say, honestly, I was a little skeptic at first because when I was swatching the shades, I was like, ooh, this does not feel like the typical ABH formula. It feels a little hard pan. The shimmers do not feel like soft and creamy. The mattes, you know, they just felt okay. But when I played with it on the eyes, they actually delivered really nicely. I didn't have any issues with any sort of blending. I didn't have any issues laying down the pigments. I didn't have any issues laying down the shimmers. They went on very nicely. I didn't have to use glitter glue. And I do think the looks are really pretty. I really do. Now, for me personally, I still don't see the fall vibes with this palette. This is supposed to be a fall romance. Now, it's not claiming to be full fall, but if you have the name fall romance, you think it'd be a little bit more fall vibes. I don't see it personally, but I will say it is a pretty palette. Now, is it my favorite? It's not. It's not my favorite. I feel like we have definitely seen these colors before in ABH palettes, and I will say she's cute. I'm happy that I have her, but honestly, I think I could have waited. Like, I spent $55 on this, and I truly do, well, plus tax, I spent like 60 bucks. I feel like I could have waited to get this. I really do like it. I'm happy I have it, but I feel like this would have been better off getting during like the VIP sale that's going to be starting, I think, sometime in October. I feel like I could have just waited. It's cute, but I got it because it was fall. Really, I got it because it was fall and it was ABH. And I just feel like after playing with it, it's just not my favorite. And so many people rave about it out there, and that's completely okay. If they love it, that's amazing. But for me, I'm just kind of like, it's all right. I can see myself wearing these shades, and I can see myself playing this palette again, but it's definitely not something I want to reach for that often. So yeah, I really kind of didn't know what to expect when I went in here. I know there's a lot of hype around this palette. I think she's cute, but I definitely think that you can wait or kind of pass on this if you're not the biggest fan of the color story or ABH, or you just want to save some coin. Definitely, I think you guys can pass or just wait till there's a sale, in my opinion. So that is it for today's video, guys. I'll make sure I list everything on my face down below. I've been forgetting to do that recently. You guys have been clocking me on it. Like I said, I have everything listed down below, but yeah, guys, that is it for today's video, guys. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please make sure you guys give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, because I do post 4 to 5 videos every single week. Make sure you guys head over to my other channel. It's R for Life. Where you guys do get to see my amazing, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband, Corey, and I kind of stumbled on my words. And as always, the biggest thank you goes to these beautiful, wonderful page members you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for being here. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribed, you guys did not subscribe, either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, guys, I love you, and I'll see you guys in my very next video.